friends. Well, I have to go out to Walmart and pick up a prescription, but I'm not going to go shopping yet um, because I want to wait until the middle of the week, just because that's when I get some more money. But anyway, what I do want to do is I want to stop into the Dollar Tree and I want to look and see what they have in the way of spices, and because I want to do a comparison between Walmart and Dollar Tree. So I've already checked online the cost of the spices at Walmart, and these are some of the spices that you should consider stocking up on in your stash because they're really cheap and they're all-purpose. You can use them for all sorts of dishes. So let me just go through the line. This is what I found at Walmart, and they're actually cheaper by 2 cents. Their Great Value brand is cheaper at Walmart than at Dollar Tree for these particular spices. Now the Dollar Tree does have a bigger variety of spices for $1. But if you're looking to stock up and get a stash, these are some of the spices that I would recommend that you pick up. So here they are, the ones from Walmart, and they're all 98 cents. And they have garlic salt, they have Italian seasoning, they have ground cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. So those are the spices that I found that are cheap at Walmart that are very good to stock up on and put in your pantry stash just in case. And I also found that they had 26 ounces of their Great Value salt was 44 cents, so that's a good deal. Also, their all-purpose flour is $2.24, and I believe that is for 10 pounds. Yeah, the flour, the Great Value brand, that was for 10 pounds was $2.24. And that was just regular bleached all-purpose flour. And the unbleached all-purpose flour, 5 pounds, was $1.18. So those are all really good prices and things that you might want to consider stocking up on. The things that I stock up on are things that last a long time, that I can use for multiple meals, and they're pretty much basic things. Now, with me being vegetarian, I stock a lot of vegetable proteins, but they either need to be rehydrated or I freeze tofu, whatever protein source I'm going to use, that's what I stock up on. So I always have a protein source, lots of beans, lots of rice, and actually some of the beans, like the pinto beans, are a little bit cheaper at Walmart, but you have to look at the size. Dollar Tree also has good deals on beans. They don't have as many choices, but beans and lentils, and sometimes they have peas, like split peas, and those are all protein sources as well. And I like to mix and match my proteins. Like I'll have beans with vegetable protein, textured vegetable protein, and you can even put the textured vegetable protein in with your ground meat or your ground turkey to stretch it a little further because it's very high in protein. So those are some of the basic things that I stock. So I'm going to make a little road trip to Dollar Tree now and see what kind of spices I can find there for $1. And when I come back, I'll let you know what I found. So all in all, I would say your best bet for spices and some of the cooking amendments would be to go to Dollar Tree instead of Walmart. The 2 cents that you save at Walmart really isn't worth a trip for those. Um, the apple cider vinegar, I don't think it was raw apple cider vinegar, but it was a nice size bottle. Um, so that was a good deal. Also, some of the spices, like the ones at the end that I showed you, they were a bigger size than just the smaller ones. So yeah, I would say Dollar Tree is the winner for spices. Now, you don't want to buy flour and things like that there. It's a much better deal at Walmart. You get way more. They just have little tiny bags. The Moreno sugar, I think that's how it's pronounced, is raw sugar. I buy that myself at Dollar Tree. It is vegan because they don't use bone shards to filter the sugar. So I do buy sugar there. And I thought that was a pretty good deal for $1. Um, the breads, they don't have a real huge selection uh, at Dollar Tree, but in a pinch, you know, the Hawaiian rolls is just a very small package of Hawaiian rolls. And the bagels are plain, so you don't have much of a choice there. And but in a pinch, $1, that's a good price. Now the vegetables, some of those you can get a better deal at Walmart. Walmart has some of the basics like peas and carrots and mixed vegetables and corn for 77 cents as compared to $1 at the Dollar Tree. But the Dollar Tree I felt had a nice selection of frozen vegetables. So if you're going to do one-stop shopping for things like this, I would say, you know, the Dollar Tree is fine. But buy your other bulk items at Walmart or Aldi's. If you're stocking up on flour, you might want to consider stocking up on baking soda and baking powder. And if they have it, yeast, you know, get as much yeast as you can. You can freeze yeast. And I always get the quick rise yeast. I use it in my bread machine. I use it when I make my sourdough bread. So, but stock up on yeast. You can also go on Amazon and they have those vacuum sealed packs of yeast. They weren't available for a while, but I do think they have them now. Because you just never know what people are going to go buy. You know, whatever is important to them, that's what they're going to buy. So they may still have enough of a stock from the last time they stashed up. So you never know. But think ahead about what you like. That's what you want to focus on, what your food likes are. And, you know, it's all personal preference. So some of you may not eat bread if you're on keto. So stock up on your keto supplies. Stock up on your fats, your butters, your, you know, whatever. You might want to consider too stocking up on egg replacer if there's a shortage of eggs. You can also stock up on flax or chia seeds. The flax, you can mix 1 tablespoon of ground flax, with 3 tablespoons of water, and it can be used as an egg replacer. The same goes with the chia seeds. Sometimes when I make my nut milk yogurt, I thicken it with chia seeds because that adds a little extra nutrition. There's a lot of omegas in chia seeds. So that's why I said pick some basic recipes that you like, of food that you like, and stack up on those things so that you'll always have food ready and waiting. And if you can't get out, if you have a medical emergency like I had, a few years back when I broke my hip and I didn't go out of the house for a good 2 months. So, and that way you don't have to bother other people to go shopping for you. And if you have enough dried and frozen food, you don't even need a lot of produce because you can use frozen vegetables, frozen fruits. You don't always have to buy fresh. And it's just as nutritious because those vegetables and fruits are picked at the prime and then they're flash frozen. So, and they tend not to go bad as quickly as some of your fresh produce. Even with things like celery, um, peppers, those sorts of things, you can freeze those or you can dry those. And instead of eating fresh vegetables in a salad, you can have a soup instead. So there's a lot of ways where you can get adequate nutrition and not have to run to the store all the time. Okay, well, on to the next. So when you're buying your emergency food, um, I think the best thing to do, now this is just my opinion, is to buy the foods that you like. By that I mean buy the ingredients to make the foods that you like. So if you like pasta and bread and things like that, then stock up on a lot of flour and a lot of things for making the foods that you like because they may not be available ready made, and at least you'll have something in an emergency to fall back on. Um, get a lot of dried foods, canned foods, um, and find recipes that you really like. Put together a recipe book of the foods that you like and the things that you like to cook, and make it a basic recipe book. Make it your own. You can copy pages from all the cookbooks that you have and put it in there. And don't overcomplicate it, because if you overcomplicate it, it's just not going to go anywhere. So make yourself a simple cookbook of things you like using very basic ingredients. Make sure you have plenty of flour, plenty of salt, sugar, um, dried milk if you're a dairy person. If you're not a dairy person, there's alternatives out there. There's dried coconut milk, dried soy milk. You can buy dried soybeans and make your own soy milk. There's a lot of tutorials online to do that. So stock up on soybeans. Different flours. If you like wheat flour, then stock up on wheat flour. Now the flours, they don't last forever because they have oil in them and they can get rancid. So you want to make sure you use those up periodically and rotate your stash. But you can make almost anything yourself. I mean, that's what our grandmas did, and even our moms before, you could just go to the store and just pull anything off the shelf. But I like to keep dried potatoes. If you have access to a dehydrator, I know you can buy cheap dehydrators. They work just fine. Um, and then, of course, have your spices and know which stores. If you shop just basic foods, okay, figure out which stores have the best prices for that particular food. So I would pick at least 3 stores, if not 4, and then just when on shopping day, when you stack up, however often you shop, once a week, once a month, whatever your routine is, you'll already know, okay, I can go to this store because their flour is cheaper, or I can go to that store because their spices are cheaper. So that's a good way to build up your stock and also being able to use it up. So anyway, that's pretty much all the advice I have on stocking things up. Just figure out what basic foods you like the most and put those in your emergency food. Get yourself some buckets, some Mylar bags, or if you have a lot of jars, you can seal them so that they'll last longer, and you'll have plenty of food, and you don't have to panic if there's a disaster. So anyway, today is election day, and I know we're probably all excited about that. I'm trying not to watch any TV until the fat lady sings, whoever she's singing for. So, but it's been a nerve-wracking campaign on both sides. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I'm going to show you now what I'm going to have for my dinner.
Okay guys, so here's what I'm having for dinner tonight. I use up almost every bit of my food. So here I had made some coleslaw. Last haul I got a bag of shredded coleslaw because I was too lazy to buy a cabbage and shred it myself. So I have this teeny tiny bit of coleslaw left, and that is going on top of this, which is actually, I had made some barbecued seitan back in April. I don't know if you can see that. And it was a little tiny package like this. This is all cooked. And I got 3 meals out of this little piece. So anyway, what I did was I chopped some of it up, stuck more barbecue sauce on it. I had 1 bun left, so I microwaved that to make it a little softer. So now I'm going to put the coleslaw on top of the sandwich, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, this tastes a lot like pulled pork sandwich. And with the coleslaw on there, it is so good. I've had like 3 of these sandwiches just out of this little package. You can see how small it is. So that I'm having that for dinner. Then over here, I still have a little bit of my squash soup left. So I put that in with some beans that I cooked the other day. I had some pinto beans that I cooked up, and I froze a third of it, and I have the other third here. I'll do something else with this for another meal, but I put some of the beans in here, and then I cooked some pasta earlier on the day, and tomorrow this will be another meal. I'll probably have eggs and pasta with that, or maybe some sort of carbonara. And I put some of the pasta in here. So again, use up what you have, and you won't starve.
So it's dinner time, and I got back from the Dollar Tree, and that's the place to go if you need to stock up on some spices. And I always keep spices on hand because it's so creative. You can make so many things if you have seasonings and buy the flavors that you like. If you like Italian food, stock up on a lot of Italian seasonings. If you like Mexican food, same thing. Or whatever food you like, whether it's Asian um, or Middle Eastern. There's so many spices, but all you really need is the basic spices. And then you can mix and match. You can make your own spice mixes, and it really will make your cooking more interesting, and you'll like eating your food. So anyway, I just showed you a video of what I'm having for dinner. And here is the sandwich. You guys, these are so good. Of course, you can use meat, but if you have little bits of meat left over, you can put barbecue sauce on it. You can shred it up. You can make it into um, a salad with mayonnaise. You can put it in an antipasto salad. You can do all kinds of things. So don't throw your food away, even the little bits. And if you're not going to eat it right away, put it in the freezer. Then you can throw it in a soup. But I'm going to give this a try. Now, I've had a couple of these already, so I know they're really good. But so use what you have. Really, really yummy. Really good. And this is a very hearty soup. I got a little tired of eating it plain. But if you have a soup that's already made, you can always throw different veggies in there, throw some pasta in it, throw some rice in it. So many things you can do with basic foods. And that's why I'm an advocate for stocking up on basics. You know, don't get a lot of processed foods. If you stick with your basics, you can't go wrong. All right, my friends, I'm going to eat my dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. You're liking my videos will tell YouTube, and that will send more of my videos out for viewing. So it's really helpful. A thumbs up, subscribing, of course. It's a lovely community of people, and I really enjoy interacting with each and every one of you. So that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.